Hi everyone, and welcome to episode 143 of the Yarnivore podcast. I am Flemmy, and I am Sadie, also known as Blue Ruin on Ravelry, Sadie Ruin on Twitter, and Instagram. I am going to probably be blown out on one side no matter what I do, because I am recording later in the day than usual. My hair is wet. It's a week. But I have some stuff. I have no finished objects. Let us not delude ourselves into thinking I have finished objects. I have, however, been hard at work. Yesterday I was dying, and I was in my dying groove, and it was like, podcasting, not gonna happen. May as well just suck that up. The second cup of coffee. Despite the fact that it's later in the day. Because apparently I was not drinking enough coffee earlier today. I've got some weirdness going on. Whatever. I am wearing my morning coffee. Here, I'll stand up. Yes, there are pajama pants. Suck it up. But I will show you anyway. So, here's the front. Move my chair back. Yes, there's the guts. And here's my pajama pants. So, ta-da! There's the seam. There's the back. There's the front. The money shot. And I'm very much enjoying it. And since I talked about it previously, here's my button. There's my backing button. What this does is effectively keeps the button from pulling on the fabric proper because of the button in the back. Which means when I button it up, it doesn't gape. See? Works perfectly. Okay. Feels weird to do that. FYI. When you're like, feels weird. Okay. Probably a lot of throat clearing today. Again, my apologies. I'm phlegmy. I don't know why. I'm just glad I haven't picked up this stomach wonk that my husband had. He had it Sunday. We are not football people, so that was kind of nice. But he was just out of sorts, so we stayed in. I warped yarn and I spun yarn. Because apparently my knitting mojo took a vacation, but my spinning mojo came back with a vengeance. So, works in progress. I have a snuggle. I wanted to have like a passel of snuggles to show you that were finished, and I haven't. I'm the worst knit-alonger in the world. So I ripped out the one I had started out of a dishcloth because I figured the pattern might be throwing me off. And so I cast on one of those granny's everyday dishcloth thingies, and I just keep going. I am knitting it on a pair of Clover 10.5 6.5 millimeter needles because they're what I had around. I'm relatively indifferent to them. They've got a good join. They're very blunt. I am knitting this out of 2 skeins of the Eaton Lady Fair Sport yarn. It's 100% acrylic. Woo! It's gorgeous blue though. Dunk, dunk. So, depending on if I go for a cat, pretty close. If I go for a medium dog, about halfway? No. Halfway to halfway. If I go for a large dog, I got a while to go. It depends. I don't know. And while I'm talking about that, I remember to bring this in. For the babies. This is the Big Dog, one of the Big Dog prizes. It's the We're Different in Pure by Volmice. It is a gorgeous brown that is not going to show up properly on the screen. I think it was called Buff before, or Pure, Buff, oh no, it's down there. Lenny. I don't know, but it's pretty. It's gorgeous. It's very mocha. There you go. It is a gorgeous Volmice. And that is just for the Big Dog Snuggles. So knit them, sew them, crochet them, I don't care. Like I said, you could do a big sewn one, a big crocheted one, a big knit one. You get 3 entries into the big dogs, 3 entries into the regular thread, and 1 entry into the trifecta. So just think about these things. Next up on the works in progress is the Jack socks by Regina Sata, whatever. It's a free pattern, J-E-C-K. And you recall I had a finished sock. Finished sock. My sock blockers are over there in the blown outedness. So I'm suck it up, princess. Clean sheets right here. Just a giant pile of clean sheets. Thanks, Hubs. Actually, I do thank him. I really could care less about how wrinkly they are. They have no fur on them. Because the sheets get relatively furry when you have 4 non-humans in bed with you. So this is the second sock. I have done the heel gusset. I have turned, and now I am working down the gusset. I think I'm 2 decreases away from being done the gusset. I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me on this. This is great mindless knitting. I love this pattern. I think this pattern would be amazing in a self-striping. I will probably do this in a self-striping because it is that easy and wonderful. And because of the slip stitches, you get that gorgeous row. There's slips and purls. That's how it's done. And there's only 2 rows, and you just keep repeating. It's written for a 60 and a 64, so you could use medium weight socks that rock. You could go up to a 72. It's a really easy pattern that you could amalgamate into a 72 stitch pattern easily. I am doing this out of another Crafty Girl in her shiny sock. I think I called it Twinkle sock. It's actually shiny sock. In the other mother colorway, I am using Hiya 1 US 2.25 millimeter needles. And it is fitting my large calf and my large foot. Just so I can show you. I hope to have these done next week. They are living in my Seashore Sharon bag that I love as much as I love Seashore Sharon, who is awesome. Ta-da! Yes, my socks match my bag. I didn't do that on purpose, actually. Sometimes I do. I didn't do it this time. Put that there. Okay. Sip of coffee. Okay, you guys all saw that I was working on the sampler, so I'll show you some sampler progress before we get into spinning. I did finish the 2014, so, and then I've got the whole border on this side and up done. Coming up over here, I have a castle and a little flower here, and then that portion of the border's done. I have most of January done. And as you can see, February was released and I started that. Because when I have a color that I'm working on, and this color is actually the same as his shirt in the apples. So I did his shirt and then I still had some left on my needle, so I just went over and did that. Because I like to plan so that I can do the same color as much across as possible. And the little one-offs, especially if there's little one-offs like their little hands there. And the little white dots in the bubbles. I like to make sure I have more than one to do because otherwise it just drives me bonkers. So February was released. If you haven't seen it yet, you can see it many places. Someone on Instagram is actually pretty much done February. I'm like, what? I wish. Yeah, no. But this is fun. And when I have the brain power for it, I like to do it. Again, basically nothing knitting-wise got done yesterday because I was dying, so I'm thinking about getting a bigger Q-snap for this, just because I have to keep moving it fairly frequently. What I do like about the Q-snaps is that it doesn't leave the ring like the hoop, but I still love the hoop. So really, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. So I have a castle here. There's a flower here. And then this is the once upon a time thing here. So, don't know how far I'll get by next week. I hope to have January done. I still have the whole other half of the outline to do. I like that one because I can go in long stretches, so I don't know where I'll get to on that. But I am having fun with it, and that's the important part, right? Crafting is all about fun. And while my knitting mojo may be going to hell, and I really feel like it's been talked about on a few podcasts. I know there was a question and answer on the Knit Girls where it was like, how does podcasting change your life, or something like that. You feel a very heavy sense of obligation to do stuff. Like the Snuggles Knit Along, I would love if everyone in my group, in the Ravelry group, actually made a snuggle. We'd have close to 1,000. Close to 1,000. That would be amazing. I don't know that it'll happen, but it would be lovely. And Hales Knits of the Knit Two Together podcast, she has risen to the challenge. So that's awesome. Vicky, Dragonfly, number from the Dragonfly Source podcast, she is going crazy. I know Dawn and James are receiving pet blankets, so if you're in query as to where to send them and you don't have anywhere in your area and you feel like being lazy, that is more than acceptable. Just send them on over to Dawn. Go to the Wolf Farms podcast, you can message her, she'll tell you where to send them, and they take them to their vets and to the hospital where Fuji is having her chemo. So, needless to say, I feel bad that I haven't produced as many snuggles as last year. I also didn't have a business last year, and I started off with a bunch of pre-knit squares. I really should have thought of that this year, but whatever. Whatever. As long as I make some cats and dogs warm. And this year I'm dyeing up the two colorways, so that $5 of each colorway goes to blah blah blah. Da-da. Okay, on to spinning. I'm just rambling. What can I say? I feel bad that I don't have more on the needles, but my spinning, or my knitting mojo is low. And I don't know why that is. I think it's because I just finished a sweater that I'm currently wearing. I think it's because I was really powerhousing that down, and now it's like, okay, I'm done. I just need a break. And as a podcaster, that's hard to do because I'm a single podcaster, so there's no one here to, like, defer you. Although occasionally I do get back over here, and usually that's to defer you, if you haven't guessed. It is what it is. I do what I can. And hopefully you still love me for it. Now, my spinning mojo came in spades. Spades! This is 3 plies. There's one. One of these is a little smaller than the other, so there will be a point where I'll have to wind off one into a center pull and probably do a double on that, but whatever. This is the Sherlock colorway by Gail's Art, and last time I checked there was still some of this in her shop if you're really interested in it. It is the BFL nylon. I believe it's an 8515. Hold on. I have another skein sitting right here that I can just look at. 8515 BFL nylon, 6 ounces. See, I love this one so much I got another one. And then I saw the Fat Squirrel Stony, and I might have to get that one too. Because this whole, I'm going to spin yarn to knit socks. Thank you. Thank you, all of you little buggers. There's Amy Beth is doing it. Malia has knit many socks from her hand spun, and I believe she's doing this to spite me. Laura from the Knit Girls, again, she's done it many times, but she's doing it again. Amy and Darren from Knitting in Circles have been talking about it like crazy. I'm like, okay, everybody, with this whole, I'm going to spin and knit my own socks. I'm like, well, maybe that will inspire me. So, and I had bought this Gail during the Completely Twisted and Arbitrary spin-along that she was dying for, which I was trying to resist, and then I saw the colorway and was like, no, I need this. I need this. See, this one's a little smaller than these two. Whatever. I'll make it work. And I was like, oh, BFL nylon, oh, 6 ounces. Her price point is great. It's $29 for 6 ounces of this. Can't get better than that. So, yeah. And I divided it up before Christmas when my mom was here. Or, no, after Christmas, but before the New Year when my mom was here. And then I got sick and I couldn't do it. And then I was like, meh. So, yeah. Watched one too many podcasts, fell down the rabbit hole, and here I am with the 3 plies, which will probably be applied together tonight. Not gonna lie to you, I'm burning a hole in my pocket, just waiting to do it. I did finish the first ply last night. I don't tend to let my singles rest as long as I should. Oh well. The other 2 have been rested for several days. Whatevs. And these, of course, are the Spinolution Queen Bee bobbins. I got the funky disc on the back. So, yeah. I'm excited to ply these so that I can, like, you know, wash them and be all woot woot and make my own socks out of them. And I'll probably do something boring, and I'll probably measure it out evenly, and I may even do toe up so that I use it all up. I don't know. I suck at toe up. I always put the heel in the wrong spot. But I have a lot of friends who do the whole toe up thing, so maybe they can help me out with that. I should be getting random text. I got an iPhone. My other phone died valiantly. It didn't die. It refused to hold a charge. Like, refused. Categorically refused. You could leave the damn thing plugged in all day. You wouldn't get above 10%. Did that for about a week and a half, and it was just like, I can't handle this anymore. Like, I need to be able to use a phone. And we don't have a landline. So, yeah. iPhone was cheap and plentiful and 0 down. So, there you have it. I have an iPhone. I am part of the cult. Spinning. Ooh. In enabling, if you're part of the Spunky Eclectic Club and you don't want to be spoiled, whatever. Whatever. I got my January shipment. It is 4 ounces Merino Tencel in the Psychedelic Mushrooms colorway. It's gorgeous. It's got purples, it's got oranges, there's little hints of green. Yellows. These are not my colors. I will spin it up and I will knit it for someone else, but the long and short of it is these are not my colors, but they're so pretty and shiny and whatever. I'll find someone who likes these colors. It does usually, it comes in a brick, like she bricks them up, but I wanted to let it breathe, so I undid the brick. There you have it. I say a lot. Stole my husband's Goofy cup. He is goofy. Literally. I got some of these and I wanted to share them with you. Since we're doing Snuggles, since we're all into pet rescue and pet love, and you know I'm a pet person. I was looking at the Cat House on the Kings, which is one of my favorite rescue organizations. It's a giant, several-acre, no-kill shelter in in California at www.thecathousеonthekings. And I saw that it was like, buy our coffee. I was like, you have coffee? What? Coffee? You mean I can donate money to you and drink coffee at the same time? So, of course, I clicked the link and I went over. It is Rescue Roast Gourmet Coffee. They actually have a dog one. There's also Bat World has one, so I might have to get some Bat World too, because quite frankly, if I can drink coffee and support animals and animal rescues, so up my alley, right into my wheelhouse. This is the Bark Chocolate. I have not tried Bark Chocolate yet. I have done Cinnamon Whiskers, and it is fabulous. It does not have that fake cinnamony taste. It has real cinnamony taste. You know, the fake stuff versus the real stuff, like the fake taste, and then there's the real taste. And I don't like the stuff that has fake taste. It bugs me. So for 6 ounces, I paid $6. $3 of it goes to the Cat House on the Kings. And, yeah. I love the little logo with the kitty with the plume and dressed up. So, depending on what your style of rescue is, they have pretty much everything. So, pit bulls, bulldogs, schnauzers, terriers, cats, bats, probably rats, any form of animal rescue. So, but if you go to the Cat House on the Kings, it will link you to their particular coffee, and there's a bunch of different choices. They also have chocolate-coated nuts, popcorn. They have everything. So, I wanted to share Rescue Roast with you. I recommend cinnamon whiskers, if you like cinnamon. I've not tried bark chocolate. I'll tell you how the bark chocolate goes. I got an Easy Cup. I'm not sure if you've seen them. See, I don't like the K-Cup reusable ones, the branded K-Cup ones, because then you have to, like, rinse the grinds out. I got this Easy Cup. I found it at home in Bed Bath & Beyond. Sure. And it's a little brown cup. And you get filters, and you drop the filters in, and then you fill them, and then you just plop them out and put a new one in. So I can preload a bunch of my filters and then just drop them in. So I'll do them the night before, or if I'm being lazy, I won't do them at all and just fill them and put them in. But then I don't have to rinse out the grounds, and it's biodegradable because it's just a coffee filter. So I'm not using all the plastic. And I can buy cheaper ground coffee, like for $6.50. I will get way more cups of coffee out of this than I would out of a $6.50 12-pack of K-Cups. So there you have it. That's what I do. That's how I get my flavored coffee in. If I'll spend money on them, but I'll spend money on them, but I prefer to run around and do a bunch of different stuff. That, and my mom brought me the giant tin of Tim Hortons. I have 2 of those for Christmas. So it's like, I can have Tim Hortons all I want. I may have kissed it. I'm not lying. I kissed it. So, that's everything I've got this week. It's actually a pretty short show. Next week I'll be doing a review of Hank and Gracie Save the Day, but I didn't feel like doing it this week. And you've all seen it, and I'll probably do a review that's just a little bit different than everyone else, but so be it. I'm working on getting stuff dyed up. There should be an update this week. If not at the end of this week, at the beginning of next week, because I do have a wholesale order. I had a bit of a girly problem that dissuaded me from doing a lot of stuff last week. Since my mother and my in-laws watch this, we'll just stop there and say TMI. But, yeah, it was laid low last week, so this week I am catching up, and it's been fun. It's been fun. Lots of warping. I'm going to get, like, warper elbow from warping all the yarn. I don't know. Anywho. That's everything I've got. I hope you have a wonderful week. I hope you are knitting snuggles, crocheting snuggles, sewing snuggles like crazy. Pet blankets. Whatever. I don't want to be sued. I don't want to get a cease and desist letter for promoting animal betterness, right? I will have more Puppy Love and Perfect in the shop on the next update, which are the colorways that $5 of which goes to a cat and dog related charity. I think that's everything I've got. I hope you had a great week. I'm sorry I recorded a day late. I'll try and get back to Mondays. I will see everybody next week. Bye.